Hello, my name is Amanda Erstad, and today I will be talking about The Body Politics in Hills Like White Elephants by Ernest Hemingway. Ernest Hemingway was an American novelist and journalist, and some of his most important works were titled A Farewell to Arms and For Whom the Bell Tolled. Ernest Hemingway has often been seen as criticized as a misogynist because of his portrayal of women throughout his novels, although in this story we see that the opposite. In my presentation today, I'm going to be analyzing how Hemingway uses the short story Hills Like White Elephants to highlight the complications with abortion in America by using liminal space, metaphors, and repetition. So before I begin, some important things to note. First and foremost, very big trigger warning. Second, abortion is also sometimes known as a termination of a pregnancy, and this pregnancy is ended either by taking medicine or having surgical procedure. A white elephant is a possession that usually is useless or troublesome, specifically one that is expensive to maintain or difficult to dispose of, like the white elephant game one might play at Christmas. The discussion of the overturn of Roe v. Wade is a topic I'm frustrated by, and the message behind the story is relevant to today's topics. And this story was written in the 1920s when the topic of abortions was taboo. A woman seeking one would have had to been very lucky. My first lens for analysis is through liminal space. A liminal space is a transition between two different locations in a state of being. So the entire conversation of the story is happening on a cart of a train. And we can see this as significant because there's no real place that the train is located. It's in the middle of a desert. She is almost stuck, and because the train is in no space, we can see that the conversation they're having is going nowhere. It's not going anywhere. Hemingway sets Hills Like White Elephants in a train station to highlight the fact that the relationship between the American man and the girl is at a crossroads. Planted in the middle of a desolate valley, the station isn't a final destination but merely a stopping point between two places. The next lens of analysis I'm going to use are metaphors. A metaphor is something regarded as a representative symbol or something that's abstract. So in this case, he used the white elephant as a metaphor for the topic they didn't want to discuss, which I strongly believe is the abortion. So the quote that I'm pulling goes, "Look at the white elephants," the man replies with, "I've never seen one." She refers to them as white elephants because she sees the way that they look, and they look hilly and bumpy like an elephant would. The tension remains coiled and tight as they prepare to leave for Madrid, and this is also a way for the way that America treats the topic of pregnancy and abortion. The second lens of analysis I'm going to be using is repetition. This is seen in the story when Jig quotes and says, "Would you please, 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 please stop talking?" And this happens after they had already previously asked the man to stop talking, and yet she was ignored. Jig knows that the conversation isn't ending and that she has nowhere to go. She was stuck on a train with the man who got her pregnant, so she was fully aware of the consequences, and the only option she had was to sit in silence with him. The repetition is important because it emphasizes the stress on the urgency of the situation and the annoyance in Jig's voice. To conclude, with the recent overturn of Roe v. Wade, this topic has been weighing on my mind heavily. In the patriarchal society that we live in, it's hard to imagine a world where a man didn't have something to say about a woman's body. The man in the story is trying heavily to convince Jig to go through with the procedure from her body and choice of diction. Readers can see that she isn't exactly pleased with this choice. Ernest Hemingway, despite being known as an alcoholic misogynist, used his gift for writing in order to bring light to many difficult political topics, his most famous story being Hills Like White Elephants, which has been shown to talk about abortion in a subliminal way. Hemingway uses the liminal space and his diction in order to battle the grounds of women's bodies. This topic will unfortunately be debated against for as long as patriarchy stands. Thank you.